Hey, it's Pastor Dan from Dexter Gospel Church with our 365th Proverbs Practical, meaning that we now have one that could be used as a devotional or something for every single day of the year. Well, except for leap years like next year, but Lord willing, by next week we'll have you covered for that too. We'll probably go back and redo some of our early videos where we were just fumbling around and trying to get this thing figured out. But for now, we hope they're still a blessing to you. Today's proverb warns us against the behavior that we associate with today's Karen. But it was around long before the first person demanded to speak with a worker's supervisor. We're in Proverbs 30, verse 10. It says, "Accuse not a servant unto his master, lest he curse thee, and thou be found guilty." So there's this constant urging in the Bible to deal with problems and conflicts and disagreements directly, rather than going to others about them. There's a precedent for taking problems to someone's immediate authority, though, somebody who can actually do something about the problem. But that doesn't mean that it's okay to cast baseless accusations about people to those who are in authority over those people. And that seems to be the implication here. The servant actually hasn't done anything wrong, but somebody's upset with them, so they go to that servant's owner or their boss, their employer, and they report something bad about the servant. This would be the equivalent of today being upset about an employee, so going to their manager and complaining about them. That may be warranted if the employee stole from you or flagrantly lied to you or did something else that was clearly wrong and easily proven. But sometimes people do that just because they don't like the employee or because they don't like how the employee does their job or how the person treats them. Knowing that the boss won't be impressed with that, they'll then exaggerate or make things up to say about the employee to their boss. And sometimes people seem to get away with this. The boss takes the customer's word over that of the employee. The customer's always right, after all. Or the master, in their day and age, takes the freeman's word over that of the servant or the slave. And the servant or slave or the employee gets in trouble. Maybe they lose their job or they're disciplined in some other way. They were already in a poor situation as a servant, a slave, or in our culture, a lowly employee at the bottom of the ladder of authority, wealth, and power. And now their situation is even worse. They lose the job they had, or they're punished in some other way that makes them even worse off, maybe hurting their ability to survive or even take care of their family. In a case like that, the servant might well pronounce a curse upon the one who slandered them. That is, they might call upon God to judge that person or to vindicate them or to bring justice to light. And that may well happen because God is concerned with truth and justice. We're supposed to have mercy on those who are in bad situations, to give grace, to give the benefit of the doubt, to be patient. That doesn't mean we don't report a crime, but it means we're not quick to take offense, and we never exaggerate what someone did or make things up about them. And as a general rule, we don't even make an accusation unless it's truly necessary and utterly certain. If we will not be merciful, God will be just. He will ultimately judge, and He will not lightly judge those who use their position and power to abuse those who are weaker and less fortunate than themselves. We may and often do experience that judgment in this life, but if we don't, we will see it later. And sometimes I suspect that the case is that the person slandered the servant and the master checked it out. The servant swore an oath that they were innocent, and it was investigated, and the accuser was found guilty of bearing false witness against their neighbor. And now they are disgraced. They lose the influence they thought they had. The servant is vindicated and the false accuser is punished. So let's be careful of the accusations we make and the situations we make them in. Feeling like we have an advantage or an axe to grind is no substitute for mercy, truth, or justice. I hope this video is a help to you. If it is, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more insights from the Scriptures. Until next time, I hope you stay well and live that life of humble faith.